Dance is a metaphor for life. The way we move is the way we move through life, according to the Israeli-Ukrainian physicist, martial artist, scientist Moshe Feldenkrais, who created Feldenkrais movement because he had an injury that common medicine might have had to have an operation on it. Instead, he thought, no, I'm going to find another way. And he found a way to find movement again. Think about it. If you're always in a hurry, you're always busy with your mind, you're always rushing around, well, you are literally rushing around through life. If you are always calm and slow and meditative and you take your steps slowly, well, you're not going to get there as fast, are you? But you'll probably actually get there. If you're rushing around, you might actually fall over and not get there at all, or crash into something on the way, or forget which way you were going, or change your mind and then go in a different way. So, I'm creating this little series of videos, and each one is to talk about a different aspect of a course that I've created called Dance. And this course gives you different ways into freestyle movement, but using the principles of dance to support you. Because when we have structure and a base and a foundation, right, then we feel secure enough to then just be more free, okay? It's like, you know, I have a son, and when he was young, I asked a head teacher of a school, you know, what's the best advice you can give me as a single parent? What's the best advice you can give me raising a boy? And she said, boundaries, okay? Now, we know there are some boundaries, sometimes are just too much, too strong. We've experienced that quite a lot in the last few years, but we need to have some sort of structure, rules, framework to help us move from, okay? So, in the course, we begin with initiation, because actually we have to begin at the beginning. In everything we do, we have to find the beginning starting point. So initiation is how do we move? Where do we move from? Where does our breath come from? Where does our action come from? Where does our thought come from? Where does our intention come from? Where does it all come from? Now, we know that most of the time when we do something, you know, for example, we might react in a certain way to someone, and maybe that other person will be like, what? Why are you reacting like so strongly? And you know, Mars, Venus, you know, maybe actually your reaction is because their behavior triggered something from way back when, right? But we don't actually know that. So a lot of the time, what spurs us on, what fuels us to do the things that we do, what inspires us, what keeps us small, it all starts from here. All this about mindset, success is an inner game. Everything is an inner game, because if we don't have this connected, if we're not connected to here and here and here and here, we're not going to be moving in the right, we're not going to be moving with clarity. Right? We'll be discombobulated. We won't know what's going on. And so that's why dropping into the body, starting to become aware and sensing and feeling our body, is a way to start connecting back to ourselves. And actually, I would go as far as to say that connecting to ourselves and connecting to our bodies can be a spiritual practice. And I mean that in the sense that when you connect into what's really happening within you, there are so many layers and levels of us that you know, it goes far beyond what's the surface level. And movement is a way to do that. So that's for another series, that's for another video. The spirituality of dance and connecting to ourselves. But for now, we're just beginning with the beginning, initiation. How do we initiate things? How do we begin things? Where do we find the impetus? What gives us the agency? What spurs you on to move and do the things that you do? Why do you do the things that you do? Why do you take the actions that you take? Imagine sometimes if we don't lead with our head, we're always leading from here, and this is all strained and tense. And if we just drop our head, immediately the tension, the focus moves down into our body. And you gain a new perspective. So I invite you to consider how you move, how you begin your movement. Is it with a, like first thing in the morning when you know you're going to be late for work or whatever, jumping out of bed and practically giving yourself a hernia? Or do you move after some thought? Do you know, often just do, man on a mission, not even thinking, just doing? There's a place for that. And if you're ready for more movement in your life, check out my free guide, 5 ways to more conscious movement in your daily life. Find it on my website. See you in the next video.